What?
Clearasil?
Oh, so it's the that 30-second wonderful question. Oh,
Right.
I'm your boy Owen JJ Stone, aka OhdDctah, the number one advisor on the internet. It is Wednesday. That means it's Q&A. Prepare yourself for the worst. Trust you me, this is going to be an awesomely terrific, terrible show. That being said, um, have you ever had a friend that just did stuff that didn't make any sense to you? I have one of those friends. This is a friend that I try to get him into the video space. You know, he's a personality. He's somewhat funny. He's averagely good looking, smart on some occasions, but he also does strange, weird, annoying things, like not tweeting out the show that he's on because he's on some non-addictive trip to not tweet when he's not supposed to tweet, but then he tweets 30, 40 times an hour any other day. I don't understand. He's probably going to be fired after this episode. I'm looking for a new, averagely good-looking, semi-funny co-host. So if you are that person and you know how to use Twitter, please apply for I Want Khayyam's job at OhdDctah.com. Wait a little bit, people in the lounge. I will set that email up after the show. Hey, Khayyam, tell everybody hello. Say hi to the people.
Hello, how are you doing? Hi, people.
How's everything, Khayyam? How you doing?
Everything's going really well. I've recentered. I've gotten some clarity, and I'm devoting some time to learning some new tools. Because Twitter is just one of these tools in our tool belts, right? So now I'm concentrating on a few other tools to round out my proficiency.
How many followers do you got over there on the Twitter sphere there, Khayyam?
Well, I'm losing them left, right, and center, but around something around 14,000, something like that.
Something around 14,000. I'd say that's triple my number. So when you say out to do something, I mean you have 3 times the audience that I have. I mean that's really the only reason I have you on the show. And if you are not going to use the mic that the Lord brought to you, then what good are you besides to look good? I mean, just because you got luxurious hair does not mean I need to keep you.
You noticed I got it chopped. It's very curled. No, I understand, and I do have a lot of people and a lot of ladies follow me. So as soon as I tweet, the ladies come in. I do understand that. Ladies. I know you love the ladies, and that's why I do it. And the thing is, there is a little method behind my madness, and it's not permanent. It's not like I gave up and I'm now sober. I'll relapse. Don't worry. But it's just the fact is I have 14,000 followers, and they're all twittering away and doing this on a daily basis. And I'm trying to set an example that there are other things that you can do. I'm not saying that everyone has to stop doing it for weeks on end or 2 days or whatever, but just take a moment. Because there are a lot of people out there that have little babies that are
Two questions,
twittering
Khayyam.
instead of taking
Two
care of
questions.
babies. What's up? Yeah.
How many days are there in the week?
8.
How many days are there in the week?
7.
I only need you on 1 day. So the fact that you tell me it's not permanent, you're going to be back tomorrow, does not mean a thing to me. Travis, cut his mic and put me back to full screen. I am so upset. We do a show here. I'm sorry for the rant, people watching this later in the tape. But this fool, look, lucky we in different countries because I cut him. We have a lovely guest today. The guest, he is a family member. He is my cousin. Like when you have a good family member, somebody has a good job and, they just got money and they have clout and they have status. And the bad family member that uses that person all the time. I'm the bad family member. Okay. So this good family member I'm about to introduce, I mean, he's on podcast after podcast. I made it a point to get on each and every one of these podcasts so I could get a name for myself. So I'm using my family member's clout to build up my own. And this man is gracious enough and loving enough to let me do that. We've been on the show like the last 3 weeks together. Every week, I've just been mooching off his fame. This man, I can't pronounce his Twitter handle, but I do know his name is Tom Merritt. Say hello to the people, Tom.
Hello to the people. What's up, OhdDctah?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for being on the show, Tom. I just feel like we are living together. We are roommates in this little box. Like it's just you and me and some guy with a fuzzy. Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. A guy with a fuzzy afro in the mix, and that's Three's Company. He is mixing up and messing up, and I don't know why, Tom. It's bad. It's bad. But Tom, how you been?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Since Monday.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did the beer diplomacy thing. Things have changed quite a bit for me. I changed clothes.
When did the beard get cut?
The what? Huh?
When did the beard get cut down? I know it's coming back in.
I trim it down once a week. And what's funny is like I trim it like once a week, and then the next time I go on any kind of video, immediately there's people, oh my God, Tom he shaved it off. It's like, yeah, I just trim it. Since
November's
I guess
coming,
it looks on video. It looks a lot bushier when it gets a little darker, but it's really not that big of a difference, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, November's coming, so I'm sure people are going to ask you to grow out a stash or something useful. So on this show, Tom, people ask questions. So if you're chilling in the lounge, feel free to go and click that big Ask OhdDctah button. You can ask a life question, a business question, anything you want, and we're going to answer them. So, Travis, you can go ahead and unmute Khayyam's mic and bring him back into the mix because Khayyam has to read. That's his job.
Why is it that love is the most desired human interaction? Cat 22.
Khayyam, you go first. That's a deep question.
Why is it that love is the most desired? Well, the thing is, it's a sense of belonging. Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to love, to be able to exchange that sensation, that feeling, that emotion. One thing I remember watching some TED talks. I can't remember the doctor's name, but she was comparing that love is actually like cocaine, and that in the sense that when you are in love, you're sending off all of these, whatever pulses going off in your brain and this, that, and the other. But when you break up, they jump and like go up twofold, and that's when you're actually in love. So it's strange how the brain thinks that kind of drama or trauma is what love is. So, but to go back to my original statement, it is the sense of belonging. You want to belong to something. You want to be embraced. You want that unconditional thing for someone to love you. Family, friends, wives, husbands, all that kind of stuff.
Tom, do you remember the question?
Yeah, I think it's selection pressure. I mean, love helps keep the species alive. And not just in the sex way. I mean, that's obviously the most direct way to keep the species alive. But when you feel love for people, you want to protect them and you want to keep them safe and you want to make sure they have enough food, and that keeps everybody alive and it keeps the species alive long enough to reproduce and keep going. So, on sort of the 100,000 foot level, I mean, that's sort of why we have love. It's not very romantic, but.
Well, you don't have kids, right, Tom?
No, I don't.
Khayyam, Khayyam doesn't have any kids he knows about. These kids are going to pop up.
Not that I know of. Hey.
Yeah. He's going to have those.
I'm just looking for looking for the Jufros and looking for the nose. We'll see. Yeah. We'll find out one day.
They'll be popping up eventually. So here's the thing about love with me. Like, now that I have a kid, like, I mean, it's a love like I don't know if anybody can understand. Like, if you don't have kids. Like, I've loved women. I've lusted after women. I've been in love. I've had my heart broken. All that stuff. I've been happy, content. All those feelings. And I tell you what, it doesn't compare one iota to the love that I have for this kid. And maybe it's because she's only 3 and she can't be on a stripper pole or hooked on drugs or anything like that. So she's just innocent. But when she looks at me, I mean, I would start planting flowers for her, or I would like set stuff on fire to save her life. Like it's just that extreme. Like I go from, I was doing something today. My neighbor was outside and I live in an urban suburb area. And I was like, come on, babe. Come on, dupes. Come on, girl. Come on, baby. And the dude's just looking at me, right? And I'm like, oh man, I look like a bitch. Like I'm sitting here playing with I look like a punk, right? But for her, I instantly turn into that, and then I come on the internet or in person, I start stabbing people. So love is important, not only for the species, but just for your mental well-being. I mean, it's hard to live. I couldn't imagine living a life without love. I don't know what I'd be doing right now if I didn't have my daughter in my life. Let alone hopefully find a relationship where I'm happy. And I know, Tom, you're happy, and you have a lovely wife, and Khayyam is looking for love too. So it's a little bit more than the species thing. It's important. That's all.
Well, I guess I'm saying why it's important is this, 10,000-foot reason. Why you feel that way about your child is this sort of like, yeah, because if you didn't, then we wouldn't freaking care about our progeny and they'd get eaten by wolves and then we'd all die out, right? But that,
Right.
I am sort of taken away from the more personal reason of like, yeah, on my own level, it's fulfilling. It helps you get through your day. It helps, you realize there's more than just you out there, and it fights off the despair and all that. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of levels to look at it, I guess.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's lots of definitions. We all have unique definitions of love. Like, I mean, we use the term so loosely. I love ice cream. That's still love. That brings me joy. I love this child. That still brings me joy. So I think it really depends on the personal definition of love, because I could love porn, and that gives me my safety in this world or something like that, right? So I think it depends on the definition of love.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to get me in trouble because it's going to sound wrong, but I mean it. It's like my get out of jail free card with women. Like, woman says, "Oh, I love you," and I'm like, "Oh, I love you too." And then later on, they'd be like, "Oh, well, you told me you love me." Yeah, I love you, and I love these socks. I didn't say I was in love with you. I said I loved you. I love this barbecue sauce. This is Wendy's barbecue sauce. I ain't got no nuggets, but I keep an extra thing of Wendy's barbecue sauce in case I happen to get some nuggets, so I can have it. But I'm not in love with this sauce. I mean, I'm not gonna make love to this sauce. So,
I have done that though.
Okay, don't make love to sauce. It's bad for you. It chafes. I was drunk once.
Actually, one of my favorite works on this is from a Christian philosopher, C.S. Lewis, who wrote a book called The Four Loves, and he basically, he's not trying to say there's only four, but he's like, there's lots of different kinds of loves, and he's like, and I think I can describe them in four different ways. There's affection, like fondness. There's friendship. There's eros, which is lust, which is sexual love, and then there's agape, which is charity. And that's kind of the love you have for your fellow man. But whether you think it fits in just those four or not, I like the way he approached it and said, there's all these different kinds of loves and they apply in different situations.
Those four sound solid. We can end on that because that, as always, from Tom, sounds smart. Travis, next question.
Will religion or science be more likely to spur the mass extinction of humanity? It's verse 27.
Man, I'm going to let Tom handle this. That sounds like a smart question for a smart man. Tom, handle your business.
Oh, I will say unequivocally, religion has a better chance. They both have great chances of extinguishing us. Religion has the better chance because religion will take what science made and use it in anger. And I'm not being anti-religious here at all, but there's all kinds of religions. So when I'm talking about religion, I'm not talking about your religion. Your religion, of course, is perfect and has no faults. But there are all kinds of religions that take things to an extreme and think that there shouldn't be any other religion except that religion, and that anybody who even differs in the least ought to die. And science can make the tools that allow us to either create nuclear power or nuclear bombs, right? So eventually, if something has a better likelihood of destroying us all, it would be an extreme ideology. Again, not all religion. And I'm not saying science couldn't destroy us all. We might, suddenly discover something in the Large Hadron Collider that collapses the Earth and we all die. But if you're asking for likelihoods, that's where I think it falls.
Khayyam, challenge.
Holy man. That's quite an answer to follow up on. I'm just going to go with C. Yes, they all die. No. The thing is...
all of the above.
All of the above. What he said. The thing is with religions and all that kind of stuff, look at the history. Why do wars start? It's because my God is better than your God. And then it's, you got to prove it with some guns or knives or arrows or whatever it is. And the only other time that it happens is over a woman. So it's either going to be a woman or a religion, and this Earth's going to explode. All of the above. There you go. That's my answer.
Well, if one woman could shut down the planet, I need to sleep with this woman. I don't care what happens.
That's what I'm talking about.
First, that's
just once.
I need to sleep with this woman.
I could die happy.
Secondly, Tom, I'm going to go
Shiva.
Exactly head to head. Yes. Oh, all those hands. Oh my goodness, so useful.
What's she gonna do with those hands?
Whatever she wants, Tom. whatever she wants. So, Tom, I'll go head to head with the religion idea and just say, you don't think some little white dude in a lab coat with thick glasses isn't going to make some zombie apocalypse by mistake and have us all eating ourselves? I mean, isn't this what television's been pumping in our brain for the last 25 years? I mean, it's the newest thing outside of vampires and stuff. Zombies, chemically made people eating people. Don't you think that could happen to us, Tom?
You make a fair point. And that's why I said
cloning
science isn't
sheep.
Science isn't 0%. The question is, which gets there first, and to decide which gets there first, I decided like which has the better percentage chance. But I don't disagree that we could definitely mess ourselves up with science.
Somebody made AIDS in the 60s or 70s. I'm not that smart. I don't know what it is, but I know all throughout existence there was no AIDS.
It came from animals.
Whatever. These animals just happened to come up with AIDS in the 60s. These animals, these monkeys were sitting around the trees and said, you know what? I've been biting humans for centuries, and these fools don't die. So what we need to do is inject ourselves with something that when we bite them and bleed on them, they can die. And that's what happened. No, Tom. Some guy in a lab coat made AIDS, stuck it in a monkey for some scientific backup, and now people get AIDS. Just go with me on this, Tom, okay? So somebody made AIDS, all right? Now, you don't think after someone made AIDS that they're not out there trying to bring dinosaurs back to life or, rejuvenate?
If somebody had made AIDS, your argument might hold water. We are so. Here's my only problem with that. Yeah, we could definitely go too far.
We do crazy things, right? We're cloning now, stem cell. We're messing with DNA. We are messing with
pharmaceutical companies. That's who's behind it all.
Yeah, well, but I'm just saying, like, we are messing with DNA and chemicals.
I think the most nefarious use of science right now has been in nutrition. If you look at the past 20 years, like the idea of making sort of these ingredients that make it easier to produce stuff that tastes good but is actually absolutely horrible for you. And I'm not just talking about like on a health food level, but sort of these dyes and sugar substitutes that just
absolutely
essentially encourage you to overconsume. And you don't even have to eat organically to get away from that. Just don't eat stuff that has had all the good parts taken away from it.
Aspartame. That's what I'm eating.
Aspartame actually is. I'm thinking of high fructose corn syrup more than anything, because it tastes bad. It tastes like crap, and because of that, you eat a whole lot more of it than you need than if you actually had sugar, because your body's like, no, I need more of that crap, and then you just get fat.
Have you had a Pepsi throwback?
No, I haven't had the throwback.
Okay,
what's that?
So the Pepsi throwback, it comes out every once in a while. Travis, who's producing the show, is addicted to it. They swap the fructose corn syrup and they go back to using real sugar. And the first time I drank it, I was like, this is disgusting. I don't understand. Like, this is not good, right? But afterwards, I didn't have that soda crash weird feeling aftertaste.
Yeah.
So I drank another one. And I drank another one. I'm like, wow,
it had the sugar in it. Okay, so you went the other direction.
No. I didn't go crazy drinking it. I'm just saying I drank it, but it tasted better. It didn't make me feel the way regular soda. Because I haven't drank soda in almost a year now, except for like.
Do you not get the Mexican Cokes?
Oh, no. Mexican Cokes are great.
Yeah, Mexico. In Mexico they use sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. So you can get in California and Texas. When I lived in both places, you get a glass bottle of Coke, and it's got a sticker on the side that has all the nutritional information because they don't print it that way in Mexico, and it actually has sugar in it. It tastes a whole lot better.
Okay. Well, now I know. Thanks for getting me back on soda, because I had an excuse because they stopped doing Pepsi throwback, so I dropped those. Okay.
Right, because you need to drink soda.
I don't need to drink soda. Zombies or religion? And Khayyam's in the middle. So Tom and I are right. Next question.
If a zombie had AIDS, would they die twice? And I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to pronounce that. Joshua. 35.
Joshua.
But it's Jehoshua.
I think, that's the Jehoshua that was referenced in the Chronicles long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One word answer. Does he die twice, Tom?
No. Well, it's a trick question. Does he die twice? Yeah, because he's a zombie. He already died once, and then when you take off his head, he dies again, I guess. So all zombies die twice. But does he die from the AIDS? No, he's just a vector. He's going to pass that along with the zombie virus that you're going to get anyway. But the AIDS isn't going to kill a zombie, not because freaking you had to die to become a zombie. So nothing is going to kill a zombie except taking away the head.
And that is the final answer, Khayyam. You and I are skipping that question. That is the definitive. That is a solid answer. Next question.
The Walking Dead. Does mass religion exist in 3,000 years given our role of technology leaps, or do most people just give it up for science / technology, provided humans last that long? Down tempo, 30.
Man, I think this is, what's his name? Tom Cruise using a disguised name to ask a question of our show. Khayyam, you first. In the year 3000.
No, it's 3,000 years from now, not the year 3,000. 3,000 years from now.
Makes a difference, too.
So, well, I'm going to be dead, so I don't really care.
That's not how you answer the question.
I don't know. No, but I don't know how to extrapolate that. Like, come on. I don't know what's going to happen
tomorrow.
Make something
up. We're the number one advisor on the internet. We can say
all right, well, once the zombies have infiltrated the entire world and they're spreading their AIDS zombie virus, we're all going to be walking dead, and we're going to start eating up all the animals. Then once all the animals start going, now we're going to have to find new food sources. Now our plant life is going to be like going into strange, and now we're going to go back into rice and brains. That's what our religion will be. We put brains on altars, and we light candles, and we bite each other and give each other AIDS zombie viruses.
Side note, somebody should have asked, what if zombies evolve and start having zombie babies? I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just saying, what if they start popping out babies? Travis, throw the question up one more time so Khayyam can read it again, and I'm going to let Tom have at it. You already deleted it. Never mind.
Well, I remember the
Tom, go ahead.
3,000 years.
Does mass religion exist in 3,000 years given our rate of technology leaps, or do most people just give it up for science / technology, provided humans last that long?
Tom, you're the future man. You do forecast. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Let's give it up for science.
Yeah, boy.
I actually think religion does exist in 3,000 years, and all my skeptic friends are going to hate that answer. But I think the reason we have religion is because it serves a need in our brains. And some people don't have that need as much, or they fulfill it in other ways. And so I think religion is going to change in huge ways in 3,000 years. And so we might not recognize it necessarily as religion today, but there will be some sort of spiritual, religious type of experience that a lot of people have. But he said mass religion, and that's actually where I get a little more hung up. Like, will it be a more personal spirituality kind of thing, or will it be these large, religions that are federations of lots of schisms like we have now with Christianity and Judaism, and even with Islam? And I don't know. We might break up into smaller religions, but I don't think technology drives away religion.
Okay, so. One, if Jesus doesn't come back in 3,000 years, Christians are just beat because he's supposed to come back 2012, and if he doesn't show up around 3,000, 5,000, whatever, then Christians are just out because
no. Christians can the way that Christian religion is built, you cannot know the time or place that Jesus is going to return. So
then you don't.
As
you
soon
don't
as
hang
you
around
say
these
it's going to
Jesus
happen
freaks.
in 2012, he's not coming in 2012 because you can't know. So you can hold on to that one forever.
You don't hang out with these Jesus freaks that come around every 5, 20, 15 years. They came around 86. They came 99. They came 04. Now they're saying 2012, and they scare you to come into the church. And there's always some date, and they have these charts that tell you the Bible.
That's how you know that's not the date. That's actually the safest date to avoid the rapture.
Well, that's what I mean about it. After 3,000 years, I'm giving up on that. And the other note is, what's going to happen with the whole Star Wars future? Like, when are we going to get that going on? When are we going to get...
Whoa. Star Wars was a long time ago.
Not Star Wars. Star Trek.
Oh,
where
Star Trek.
everybody's just happy. There's no racism. You know, everybody's working together. We've gone off, and now we're fighting Klingons and other alien stuff. But we're all cool on Earth. We're all one big happy family. I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for no racism, no sexism. You know,
we're supposed to be living in the fallout from the eugenics wars already, so we're behind.
Yeah, we're way behind. So.
See, Tom made a good point about, you know, we're not going to be able to recognize what this religion is. It's going to evolve into a certain way. And I think the patterns are evolving right now. The cultification of brands. The brands are going to become our religions. You're going to have a bunch of spiritual people doing all pretzels and stuff like that, oming and that kind of stuff. And then you're going to have Apple fanboys. You know, the technology and the brands, they're taking over. So we aren't going to recognize them. And the pattern I see is we're going to start you know, worshiping brands and breaking off into sects of that brand.
Frito-Lay brand religion.
Exactly. Crunch all you want. We'll make more.
Next question.
What would you say is this generation's black eye? Yoland 59.
Which
generation's black eye?
Khayyam,
what was last generation's black eye? I'm not going to go first. What was last generation's black eye?
I don't know. Make something up. Afghanistan, someone in the lounge is saying? Iraq?
Afghanistan. Muslims.
I'm a little hung up on which generation they mean.
The Holocaust?
Well, he's 59.
Is it Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z? I don't know where you go after that. I mean, okay, what's the baby boomers' black eye? Is it Vietnam? Or is it... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Somebody said Facebook. That's fine.
Generation X's black eye, probably the environment, maybe.
I'll take the environment for 2000. Next question.
Who will win the World Series? The girls' damn lover, 24.
Man, I'm upset about this question because the Phillies are not in the World Series, so I don't know who's going to win the World Series. Khayyam, do you even watch baseball?
The Blue Jays, number 1.
Blue Jays? Okay. Tom?
Well, right now it's 3-2 Giants, but I tell you who's really going to win the World Series? The people who own baseball, because they're going to make money off it. Fox is going to lose the World Series because it's the Giants and the Rangers instead of the Phillies and the Yankees, so they ain't going to get shit for ratings.
Oh, yeah. You're right. So it's all about the dollar. There's so much money made in sports. It's ridiculous. That's why I can't watch college sports, because every time somebody asks me about it, I just tell them it's slavery. I'm like, they've got these kids. They're not paying them anything. All the money they make off of these kids. And, they get a free education. I'm like, well, most of them get passed through school. Don't get me started on this.
Because you don't realize, right? You see the A-Rods and the Albert Pujols and all the millions of dollars. And you're like, a bunch of rich kids. But like all the way up through AAA baseball, you are starving.
Yes.
You are not making enough to live.
My friend is playing AAA, and he lives with his mom. You know, and he's a great prospect, whatever. You know, drafted him, whatever. But he's sitting there, playing on these little BS teams, throwing 97 miles an hour. Just waiting for the opportunity. And the stress level is so high because you just have to be perfect in your mind, because you never know when somebody's going to be looking or when somebody's going to get injured, and then they might call you up. So it's excessively stressful, and it is just bad. You're right. People do starve, and athletes deserve to get their money, because my biggest thing is you get upset because, they pay Shaq $25 million a year. I'm like, who the fuck can afford to pay him $25 million a year and still pay 13 other people on the team and a staff and people serving you hot dogs? They obviously have enough money that $25 million means absolutely nothing. So don't get mad at the player. It's a business.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
anything else. It's a monopoly.
So I'll just say Giants because they beat the Phillies. So at least I'd feel better thinking that we
lost to the
beat
World
by
Series.
the
See, my dad always did that. Like whoever beat the Cardinals, he'd cheer for them because, well, at least then you could say you got beat by the champs.
Exactly. So you feel, that's like mental tricking. It's just you feel a little bit better.
We could kind of claim second place.
Yes, exactly. Next question.
What is your biggest fear? William, 36.
Tom, what is your biggest fear?
Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death. I will face my fear. I will let it pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will look within my mind's eye and I will see something. I can't remember. It's all from Dune. But I don't know. What am my biggest fear? Not afraid of all that much. I guess losing all the good stuff I have, right? Anytime you get good things going on, whether it's a wife or a job or, you know, just kind of a good situation, friends, any of that stuff, you know, you don't want that to go away.
What would you rather lose, your arms or your legs, Tom?
God, I hate that question. You know,
it says a lot about you,
you
Tom.
get that question asked many times. I don't get that asked of me, Tom.
I get that all the time in interviews.
Well, Tom
always wants to know.
That gambling stretch in his life. You know, he was. You know, that whole losing everything.
I was in Vegas for 3 years.
He was struck with that question often.
Well, that's like like trains coming at you, and there's 3 people on the tracks, and you can only save 2. And no, I guess I'll lose the legs because there's really good technology to allow me to be mobile, and I do a lot with my arms. I'm obviously sitting all the time, so I guess I could get around. I don't want to lose either one of them, though, to be honest. I mean,
Khayyam, take note. That is the smart answer to give. Smart people always take the legs. The legs, because you can always get the prosthetics and the bouncy things, but your hands, you need your hands.
My wheelchair. I'll get exhibit on my wheelchair, and I'm set, son.
Yeah.
Although I can pick up stuff with my feet.
Well, thanks, Freakazoid Monkey Boy, for sharing that.
I'm not changing my answer.
Right.
Did you ever see that film strip? They showed this film strip to us in elementary school like 4 or 5 times of a woman who didn't have any arms and how she shopped. And then it shows her going through the grocery store, like picking up produce with her feet and all this stuff. And first time you see it, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. Like, oh my God, what would I do if I lost my arms? And you think, then they kept showing it to us over and over. And we're like, yeah, okay, it's a lady with the feet. Right. Okay. We get it.
I'm old, Tom, but I'm not that old. Khayyam is that old, but I don't know if he was formally educated because he's a foreigner. Khayyam, what's your biggest fear?
Getting caught for murdering your ass. I'm serious, man.
I told you.
I know I just said it on the internet, and now I'm going to be suspect number 1, but someone's going down 6 feet under.
I told you I was going to be rough on you, boy. That was the first jab I could get in the last 25 minutes. I've been waiting. I'm very peaceful. You got upset there a second there. Go tweet about it. Let somebody know in the stream.
I'll be a witness.
There it is. What's your biggest fear?
Biggest fear. Dying and leaving unmentionable things on my computer for someone to discover. My legacy, like I've left a legacy already online and all that kind of stuff. But there's probably some stuff on my computer that's not online that I don't want to be left as a legacy. So maybe that's it. Croaking with some questionable material on my computer.
I suggest Derek's boot and nuke to erase that stuff. It gives you a 7-pass deletion, DARPA level sort of stuff. They use it at the CIA.
Nice. Well, see, the biggest thing is who's going to find it.
My fear.
The biggest thing is who's going to find it, right? Because people need passwords to get to your stuff. And so I got in my dad's computer, and surprisingly, I didn't find porn. I was expecting to find a porn folder, and I didn't find that. But what I did find was women think men aren't sentimental. This guy had naked pictures of girlfriends dating back to maybe the 70s. And I'm thinking... He was holding on to some evidence, and I'm like, "Go ahead, Dad." I'm seeing girls with afros, laying on them wicker couches, and I'm just like, "Okay,
wicker
player." Yeah, the wicker. You know the old. Tom, you old. You know what I'm talking about.
That was not comfortable for those ladies. I'm telling you.
No, it was not. These girls over there styling. So, but it depends on who finds it and makes it. So, that's the funny part of it, but yeah, passwords are a must. And now that all the porn is streamable, I don't feel like I have anything really embarrassing on my computer anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But Randy, man, is a conspiracy theorist or something like that. I keep on seeing him talking about this 2012, we're all going to die. And then I said, I have questionable stuff on my computer. And he's like telling me the NSA will get me. I'm like, come on, dude. I was talking about
I did drop the word foreigner in my last little rant.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I did. So my biggest fear, I think, is dying and not leaving somebody something useful. If I don't stick around and leave something, if I don't have a legacy that's useful to other people, that's my biggest fear. So that's what I'm scared of. Not doing something awesome that helps other people. I want to leave something behind.
You're not the live fast, die young, leave a beautiful corpse school thought.
No, I mean, I've left my daughter, so, she could be either the scourge of the earth or the next Beyonce. I mean, I've left my seed, so no matter what, I've left something. But I'd like to leave my name. Maybe I'll just blow something up when I'm 90, just so I get put in a book somewhere. You never know what people are gonna do. So, next question.
Why do we do so many things we don't like and like so many things we don't do? Donna, 45. That's a great question. Why do we do so many things we don't like and like so many things we don't do?
Khayyam, you like the question?
Oh, okay. I'm drawing a blank now. I like the question so much. I've got so many different directions to go with. Our brains are funny things. In our heart, we want to do one thing, and our brain tells us another. We start learning it at a very young age, and so usually what we want to do is hard, and it takes some commitment and work. And I think intrinsically everyone is really lazy, and so we ought to make different choices. And so those choices are reflected in doing not what we want. Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
Tom.
Because you're stupid. I mean, really? Why do you do things you don't like? What's up with that? No. It's that grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, right? So we do things we don't like because we think we're supposed to, or we think if we do enough of those things, then we'll get to the thing that we like, and we don't do the things that we like because we think, well, either, like I don't deserve it, or I'm holding off on that, or, well, I got to do these other things first, and then I'm going to get to that, but I just got to take care of these other things first. I think that's what gets in the way. And I would say, as much as you can, don't do that. Just, try to do the things you like as much as possible. You only got a little time on this earth.
Tom, you are a genius, and Khayyam is right too. It's because we're crazy and we do weird things. Case in point. Not saying that I've ever done this, but I've heard of it. I've read it in studies, obviously, disclaimer. But, men with a headache. Men with a headache still sit around and masturbate. And then once they have their orgasm, the pain is excruciating. But the pleasure of the orgasm was good for the second that you had it. But then you sit there with an even bigger headache. And you say, why would you do that for that 5 seconds?
Somebody's got high blood pressure.
Why would you do that to yourself? But it's just like, man, if I could just get that good feeling for a second, it'll be worth it. The extra pain that I give myself. Not saying I've done that. I'm just saying I read a study somewhere, National Geographic.
But it's only for migraines, Owen. You can't just start rocking that stuff for normal headaches. So you need to stop that and only do it when you've got a migrine.
We're not talking about me. I'm not. That's not me.
Oh, he means the editorial you.
Oh yeah. That study that I read, the science. I mean, people do things like it's the even watching dumb things. You hear people all the time saying the show's so stupid and I know it's retarded, but I have to watch it. And you're like, really? Like, I know people that watch the Jersey Shore and they know it's retarded, they know it's evil, they know it's bad, but they can't not watch it. So they make themselves suffer through it to enjoy it. It's human nature, and we're crazy, and all that other crazy stuff.
Comfort and pain.
Exactly. And everybody in the lounge, just forget everything that you heard. And next question.
What would be your top 5 tips on becoming a better person? Drew, 35.
Oh, We got a professional top fiver in the house. Tom, Mizzy Merritt. Top 5. Tom, tell me on the fly. This is what I'm talking about. This is live, Tom. No pre-edited, no green screen. Top 5 things to be a better person. Hit me.
Number 5, read my book. Top 5 reasons how to be a better person. Top 5 ways to be a better person. Well, okay. Stop doing stupid stuff to your friends and relatives. Do something nice because you want, just because, not because you're pressured into it, would be number 2. Number 3, let someone change lanes in front of you, even if they don't signal. Just let it happen. Number 4, do something nice for yourself, because if you're not being nice to yourself, you can't really be nice to other people. And number 5, to being a better person, read my book, 20 More Reasons How to Be a Better Person.
Khayyam, give me 3, Khayyam.
3? What do I get cut down?
Yeah, I was going to take 2. I'm giving you 3 over my 2.
Okay, fine. All right. Do more of less. And by that I mean be bored. Be welcome into that boredom where everyone's too busy doing everything. We got Pop-Tarts and we can microwave them. You're that fucking busy. Oops, I dropped the F-bomb. You're that busy that you got to take 2 seconds instead of that 13 seconds to put your Pop-Tart in a toaster. So something's wrong with her. Do more of less. Awareness of kindness. Send that stuff out there, because that kind of vibration will continue on and it'll keep on going on. So, say something nice to a pretty lady on the corner without any expectation of getting a number, and watch her smile, and she'll continue that smile and give it somewhere else. And the third thing, stop masturbating when you have headaches.
It's a good one.
To whoever you're talking to in that study, they're going to be extremely upset that you would say that to them. Obviously, they might have a problem with mental illness. I didn't read the whole study because I don't like to read.
Migraines, not headaches.
So,
I'm still advocating migraine application.
So,
it's not headache.
My other 2 to complete out your 3 to make the second top 5 is 1, spend time with children or people in need. You will never realize how much or how wonderful or how great or how bad the world is until you find out what someone who has nothing feels like. Homeless person, children, cancer victims. When you hear someone else's story about how they lose everything, how they don't have anything, and they're grateful for the small things they do have, it instantly puts you in the right frame of mind, which only lasts for maybe 10 to 12 days, so you got to keep doing it, out of sight, out of mind thing. But having that in the back of your head, like, oh man, I'm so lucky to be here, and how do I just stay in this right frame of mind, and how do I help when I can, will make you a better person. And you just need to be with people that are less fortunate and find small ways to help them. And number 1, have more sex. Sex is good. I don't care if you're having sex with yourself. If you're into animals and it's legal in your state or country, I'm not judging. I don't judge people. That's not my job. Unless you have sex with people that are unconsenting. I don't believe in unconsented sex or sex with minors. That I'll kill you for. But animals, if it's okay in your country, that's fine. But more sex. Sex is good. It relieves stuff. You get a workout going. You're happy for like 10 to 5 minutes afterwards, and you get excited about it throughout the day when you think you're going to get some good loving at the end of the day. So help needy people and have more sex. Next question.
If the average human lifespan was 40 years, how would you live your life differently? Down tempo, 30.
Ooh, I think Cousin Tom would be dead, and Khayyam be on his deathbed. I still have some time to live. So I guess we'll go with you first, Tom, since you're already dead from the afterlife. Tell us. Or how old are you, Tom? Can I check? The dead Merritt? Dead Merritt. How old are you, Tom?
40.
Oh, I told you. I had a feeling you were dead. I had a feeling life was over.
I see the light. I see the light. It's coming.
Okay, let's rewind and say 38. What would you do if you knew you were gone in 2 years? What would be going through?
Wait, is that the question? Is it what would you do if you knew, if it's like Logan's Run but 40 instead of 30 and you only have 2 more years?
Yeah, if the average human lifespan was 40
years.
Yeah,
I thought, how would you live your life differently?
Okay, oh yeah, tell me how you'd live your life differently.
Would I live it over? Like if it's like, oh, okay, if I started out. Well, it's funny. When I was in high school, I was pretty much convinced that the world was going to end by the time I was 21. Like the whole Nostradamus special on HBO that talked about how we were just going to have this horrible war that killed 2/3 of the earth. I was like, man, there's going to be some nuclear war. We're all going to die. So I sort of lived from high school to college as if I thought I wasn't going to live to see 30 anyway. So that part I probably wouldn't be any different. I can't think of too much else that I would do differently, except I would try to meet Eileen a lot earlier, because man, that's only like 10 years with her. That's not good. I would have traveled more.
Got it. Khayyam.
And probably eaten better too.
Oh, eating better. Don't worry about eating. You died at 40. Eat what you want.
In other words, I wouldn't have worried so much about like, I better not eat I better eat the turkey burger instead of the hamburger because I want to. I'd be like, I'm dying at 40. Screw it, give me the double.
Yeah, you would have been Fat Tom. Got it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
All right, if I was only going to live to the age of 40, how would I change my life? I'd probably take more aspirin and have more sex.
Ooh, have more sex is a good one.
Yeah. But have the
Why
aspirin,
take more aspirin
and have more sex. Well, so I don't have any headaches and I have to,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
resort to study. Yeah.
Travis, mute his mic. Thank you. I would think I came around the age of good semen distribution around 12. I would start impregnating women at 12 and go on at least an every other year run, so I could leave a whole bunch of kids behind and live and hang out with them and party it up. Because if you wait till you're 20, you can only live till they're 20. You probably won't see them get married. They won't be out of college yet. So you got to start early. So I started having kids early, and I would still be overweight because I'm going to eat what I want to eat. And I've traveled the world, so I just traveled a little bit more. So a combination of all the things the other two guys said. Just live it up. You're not worried about stuff. 40, I still got 10 years left. I could still impregnate some more women and travel some more and stay fat. So, maybe I might die at 40 anyway. I'll have diabetes or a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. Next question.
What songs would be on your life's soundtrack? Max, 25.
2 songs, Khayyam. Give it to me.
Ooh, 2 songs. I'd probably have some jazz in there, probably a Otis Redding or maybe a Miles, just to, get that melodic type style. And then probably a hip-hop song. I don't know, maybe something off the Juice soundtrack, you know what I mean?
Oh, something gangster, some flavor
little
from
Eric
the
B. and
90s.
Rakim, yeah, I don't know. Ship to Juice,
Don't
I got enough to go
technique.
around. Yeah, something.
Tom, 2 tracks.
Into the West, Annie Lennox. Re Your Brains, Jonathan Colton.
Sweet. I'm taking Sam Cooke. It's been a long time coming. And Biggie. The world is filled with pimps and hoes, but I'll just talk about those I know. Next question.
Are there any goals in your life that you have set for yourself that you feel you may never reach? If so, what goal and why? Mabel, 34.
Man, people are coming deep, Tom. This is what you brought to the table, because people don't ever ask us these philosophical. They ask us how to get laid, how to get the ladies, how to make juice.
How do I call her?
What kind of jam do
How
we
do
put
I
on our
get
crackers?
laid by ladies? That's one of the goals.
All right. So go ahead, Tom.
All right. Goals that I've set that I haven't achieved. I want to visit all 50 states. I'm not sure I can bring myself to go to North Dakota. No offense.
Is there something in North Dakota? What's in North Dakota?
All the good stuff's in South Dakota. In Fargo, if you want to visit the city that inspired the movie Fargo.
Okay.
But that, I might actually get that one. I want to. Oh, you know what? Actually, here's a goal that I think I won't achieve. I want to retire with a secure retirement plan that will allow me not to have to work until I die. I don't think that's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah, I just our economy is too messed up. I think the idea of Social Security and pensions and all of that, it's all done. It's all over. I think more and more people are just going to have to work until they die. So either I get really rich or I work until I die.
Got it. Khayyam?
Can we put up the question again?
Go ahead.
That was so complex for my brain that I need to read it again. Okay, are there any goals in your life that you have set for yourself that you feel you may never reach? If so, what goal? I don't know. I set goals that I want to reach. I don't set them that are out of reach. I don't think that's a great way to set a goal that's out of reach. It's just setting yourself up for failure, and I don't really like to fail that much. So I would set my goals that are obtainable, small micro goals that lead up to a very large goal, and then that way you can work up to that goal, and then meet it, and then set a new one. That's my 2 cents on goal making.
I try to set achievable goals too. That I felt like that was kind of a cop out, so I'm glad you said it, because that's a better way of living. Is not I could set a goal that I want to go to the moon, because I would. That'd be awesome. I don't think that's necessarily.
But a lot of people do that kind of dumb stuff. Most little girls dream of their wedding day and getting married and all that kind of crap. I always set a goal, because I grew up in a broken home, that I would only get married once, and I wouldn't raise a kid in a broken home. Well, I haven't been married yet, so I'm still good for the only getting married once, but I'm not with the mother of my child. So I've done the broken home thing, which growing up in one, I always said, oh, I'm never going to do that. That is not something I want. And obviously sometimes life gets in the way. I stayed in my relationship unhappy for like a year, and I tried, and I said, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to suffer, and it didn't work out that way. So now I'm not suffering, but I did not keep that goal that I always had in my mind that I would do. Next question.
What's the best movie and book of all time? Trini Man, 24. And then there's a double question. What are each of your favorite fruits? We're in the double question round. Double points.
Oh, there it is. Tom.
Book, Philip K. Dick's The Man in the High Castle. Movie, Casablanca. Fruit, grapes. Sorry.
What kind of grapes, Tom?
Seedless.
Color?
Red.
Ooh, we were almost twins. Oh.
Yeah?
I'm green
you like
seedless.
you're green seedless?
Green seedless.
Yeah. Nah, I have nothing against the green seedless. They're good.
We can still be friends. Khayyam?
Book, a book and movie that had to be the movie was based off the book. That's what we're going.
No, favorite book, favorite movie.
Okay. Let's see. My favorite book, Anansi the Spider, and movie, Thomas Crown Affair. Favorite fruit,
sweet.
Mango. The mango's
mango's
fruit.
a good one. Mango's a good one.
Yeah.
I like a good
It's
mango.
seasonal Duaman. Yeah.
So, the green seedless grape is like my second, but my top favorite is a fresh pineapple. I need a fresh pineapple in my life, and I'm good to go. Straight from the Trizzy, and it's for me. My favorite movie is Layer Cake, with David Craig.
That is a good one, dude.
The Layer Cake, it just tells you about how life works.
It's interesting because layer cake's my second favorite fruit.
Really?
No.
That's weird. I didn't think so. Don't mess. Bad joke, Tom. Bad joke. Travis, cut his mic. I think this is the first time in history Thomas had his mic cut. Bad joke, Tom. Favorite book? The Bible. And that might sound cheesy. You might think I'm full of shit. But growing up in a religious family, I had to read the Bible. I think I've read it cover to cover 6 times. And, regardless of whether you believe in religion or not, there's just awesome stories in there. Everything that happens in real life. Cheating, sex, hatred, love, hope, humanity. It's just filled with crazy stuff. And the Bible is awesome. It's the greatest book ever written. And pretty much it is. Everything.
Which one? Christian Bible?
New Testament.
New Testament. Okay.
I've got my Bible.
What do you have against the Quran? Huh? The Quran is the same thing, except a couple details change. What do you have against it?
I finally got the Quran on my iPad. I will be reading the Quran, sir. I will be. And I want to read the Jewish book. I want to read the Jewish book, whatever that is.
No, that's the prequel.
The prequel. See, and I'll get everything down, so we'll be good to go. Any more questions, Travis? Okay, throw them up.
Oh, what is your drug of choice? Jim, 49.
Khayyam, you can lie.
Love is my drug of choice. I mean, I've had other drugs of choices before, but when it comes down to it, I keep on coming back to it more and more and more. I'm stuck on that. I want to mainline that stuff. I want to be surrounded. I want to swim in that.
And Khayyam has just gotten off of nicotine, so I can vouch for his love addiction because he has just stopped the smoking and he's running and he's looking luxurious. Tom, don't forget your employer is going to be on here next week, so be careful. I don't want any kind of like political. Tom got fired because he talked about I'm not going to use any words in my general reference, so I'm gonna shut up. Your mic's unmuted. Tom, what is your drug of choice?
Caffeine.
Caffeine.
And I'm not saying that as a cop out. I don't really have a good reaction with most drugs. I guess acid and mushrooms may be the exception. Those are a little intense, though. Caffeine always works, always does the job, always feels good, rarely crash, and pretty easy to get off. I mean, yeah, you get headaches, you get a little sleepy for a day or something, but yeah.
Do you have to have coffee every day? For that, Tom. Are you one of those people, Tom? Do you have to have coffee every morning?
I'm in that phase right now where I have to have coffee, but I go through long stretches where I don't.
Okay.
What were you saying, Khayyam?
Oh, I said for those headaches, we got a solution for that.
Aspirin.
Aspirin. Excedrin, extra strength.
Yeah.
My drug of choice is either food or women. If I could have women while I'm having food, even better. So if I could have my woman bring a sandwich and then I get to eat the sandwich and then have fun time with her, then all my drugs have come into a cocktail of elixirous lusciousness love.
I thought you were going into whipped cream or something with that.
Hey, she can bring whipped cream, bring some fruits. I'm all game for women and food. Those are my drugs of choice. Next question.
A fresh pineapple, perhaps?
Yes, sir. Let's see, there it is. What is your comfort food?
What is your comfort food?
It is a woman covered in pineapple.
Shania 24.
It is a woman covered in pineapple. My answer's done. Khayyam, what is your comfort
That would make me comfortable too, but I can't take the same answer. I'll go a woman covered in mangoes.
There we go, Tom.
I'll go with what I imagine they may have more intended, and I'll say the mac and cheese. It could be a woman covered in mac and cheese, but mac and cheese.
Hopefully your wife's not watching this because all kinds of weird things could happen. But I thought you were into this whole me and mac and cheese thing, Tom. I watched the show. I'm trying to make you happy. I'm doing what I can.
Why did you say? Why did you ever tell me?
And you didn't specify craft or Velveeta, Tom. Just take what you can get. Okay?
I know.
Next question, please.
When it comes to clothes, what is one of the worst things you have seen combine? Nina, 22.
Khayyam, the fashion connoisseur, Mr. Scarf himself, loves the hats. Tell me something ugly.
Okay, this is jeggings. What the are jeggings? There's no way that anyone should put those things on or anything in combination with those things. They're atrocious. They're wrong. They're lazy. I don't. Come on. Give your head a shake if you're wearing that stuff. That's all I have to say about that.
No jeggings. Tom.
I'm not really good with the fashion, but I'd say the tie without a shirt. It's pretty bad looking most of the time. There's a few rock stars here and there that might be able to pull that off, but especially with jean shorts, no.
Ugh. The only person that ever pulled that off for me was Farley.
Yeah?
Yeah, and like his little Hooter skit on SNL. That's the only time I could ever see that in my mind and see it. It was just so funny.
Well,
But I
that
can
yeah,
accept the
that was
fact
sort
it
of
bad.
sending it up. So that
Yeah.
that works. You're right.
I'm glad no one took my answer. Fanny packs. Anything with a fanny pack. If you're wearing a fanny pack, I should just tackle you in the streets and push you into oncoming traffic. I'd be doing everyone a favor. Who in the... I should go back in time. Ask me that question. If you could do one thing and change one thing in history, what would you do? It wouldn't be go back in time and tell my dad when he's going to pass away. It wouldn't be go back in time and try to save my relationship. It would be shoot the person in the head that created a fanny pack. And I would be doing the world justice. We have one question left. Cue up that question.
What are you being/doing for Halloween this year? Renee, 15. Uh-oh, we were dropping F-bombs and
Youngster,
15-year-olds
keep
up
it
in this
clean,
house.
above the board. Everybody stay calm. Love the youngsters in the house, and hopefully, Lord knows you haven't been watching the show. I don't even know why I'm acting like I'm supposed to be cool for youngsters, because by the end of the show, you've already seen horrible, evil things that will just warp your brain. Khayyam, are you doing anything for Halloween?
You know, I've been bouncing around. I've had a couple of ideas. I was going to be a plastic army guy. You know, the little plastic green army guys?
The little green guys.
I was going to do that, and then I thought maybe Captain Hook. You know, a little Peter Pan action, because I've got the curly hair, I've got the the mustache. All I need is a hook and some puffy shirts, right? Captain Morgan, I could do. You know, there's some options there. But what I think, because I'm doing the Movember, so I have to shave off all my beard and mustache and all that kind of stuff and go clean. So what I think I'll do is right before is trim it all up, and I think I'm going to go as Colonel Sanders.
Oh, nice.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So you just need to get the white suit, right?
Oh, I've got the white suit and I've got the white shoes. Now I just need to get the white hair paint and stuff like that, and then that gives me the ability to do serious quality assurance. I can go out in the world and check out breasts and thighs to see if they're good enough for, well, my use.
Because Tom, if you don't know, men of Arabian descent are given at birth a white suit, white shoes. I mean, the white hat. He can drop the white hat, Tom, but at birth they said, "Hey, look. You've got a son. Here's a white suit, white shoes. He's good to go." One day he'll fit into this.
It is perfect for him when he is grown. He will grow right into it.
Exactly. So, Tom, what are you gonna be about?
Well, for Tom's top 5 on revision 3, I dressed up as sort of a Dr. Horrible type lab coat with the goggles thing going on. For Halloween proper on Sunday, I'll be doing East Meets West, and then I'll be going and answering the door for the little trick-or-treaters, because we're in a neighborhood, kids walk around, got to give them some sugar, so that's I don't know if I'll be dressing up for that. My favorite Halloween costume I ever did, though, I dressed up as Satan, and what I did was I just put on a suit and a fedora, and I carried a briefcase, and I printed up a bunch of contracts for people's souls. And so they're like, well, you just got a suit and tie and a hat. What are you? I'm like, I'm Satan. And they're like, how are you Satan? I'm like, would you like to sell me your soul? I've got the paperwork right here. We could consummate the transaction right now. And I actually got half dozen people to sell me their soul.
Tom, what color are your eyes?
Gray, blue.
What color is your hair?
Blonde.
Blonde hair, blue-eyed devil. That's every white man in Africa.
Okay, Malcolm X.
So all you had to do is walk out the house, and trust me, you've been Satan. I mean, we family and all, but you are the devil, Tom. So if you ever want to just be lazy and just walk out and somebody asks you what you are, say, I am a white man.
The first time I read the autobiography, I was like, hey, that's me. He's talking about me. Oh, wait a minute. That's not a good thing.
Exactly. You are the devil. So just don't worry about it. Just be lazy. When the kids open up, you say, trick or treat, what are you? I'm the devil. I'm the man. Devil. I got you. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. Especially if you put
the fedora and the suit on. It lends a little air of officialness, but I get what you're saying.
Pretty much. I'm gonna be a dad this Halloween. I haven't dressed up since I've had a kid because I take her around everywhere. So people always think I'm a football player anyway because I'm always wearing jerseys. That's my Halloween outfit. But so I'm gonna be taking her around. She's gonna be Jessie from Toy Story. And as soon as she gets old enough to really know about trick-or-treating and she can go off on her own and I can go back into the party phase, because I always have friends that throw parties, I can't wait to bust out the Fat Albert. I've been, I was always trying to shun my weight, but if I'm still fat at that time, I'm going to have my white butterfly collar and my red tight sweater vest, and I'm going to go as Fat Albert and be like, hey, 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 and life's going to be good. So I think that's all the questions we have. No one in the lounge ask any more questions because we're done. I'm. Oh, there she is! Look at my Jessie! Look at my cowgirl!
That is cute. That is cute.
Yeah, good job, Travis, scouting that out. Travis is like, she looks like a boy with her hair up. Like, yeah, she does. I don't care. She is super duper cute. And I can't wait because this is the first year she's actually gonna get candy. Because usually the last 2 years we just went to family. But I can't wait to raid her candy like my dad used to do me. You know when your parents come in and they're like, oh, that's bad. Oh, that looks like someone stuck a needle in it. I wouldn't trust that. And then they just walk away all the candy. I can't wait to start doing that to my child. That's my job. So the show's over. We're done. We have just saved humanity, gentlemen. I think we saved the world. Anybody who needs to know anything could just come back to this show at a later date and know everything they need to know about everything. Would you agree?
Yes.
Everything about zombies and AIDS. We got that covered for sure.
Yes.
If you don't have that, what do you have?
Yes, exactly. And that monkeys created AIDS with their lab coats and their needles in the jungle.
So they can make this.
Later on, we're going to have this debate. I'm going to go get all educated up on some AIDS, and I'm going to find out why there were no AIDS in the 16th century and how come is now. I mean, because there were monkeys back then, right, Tom? I mean, and there were people out there cutting monkeys' hands off and eating their hands and all that kind of crap.
Right, because all the diseases that have ever existed have always existed. Nothing ever new gets developed. You're right.
Never. Unless it's developed by a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy like you. Nope. Those are the only people that create new things, Tom. He's got his soul contract. See, I can't trust this guy. He's buying souls. Actually, that's one of the most clever Halloween things I've ever heard, actually. It's to print up your own contract. You actually kind of scared me with that. So, Tom, tell everybody to go to TomMerritt.com to find you. Go ahead and tell people where they can find you, Tom.
Go to TomMerritt.com to find me. So that's my website, collects all the stuff I do. The biggest thing I do is Tech News Today. It's every day at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern Time at twit.tv, live.twit.tv. Check it out, or you can get the podcast at twit.tv/TNT.
And your job for me is to give your two lovely lady co-hosts a hug from me. And when I see them next, I will say, did Tom give you something for me? And if they say, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Well, you mean Becky and Sarah, right?
Yes.
You're leaving Kiki out?
Kiki's on your show? I've missed her.
She's on Thursdays.
Oh, then Kiki too. Trifecta.
All right. I figured I didn't. I just want to make sure you didn't want to leave her out. Yeah.
All right. I saw her on. I didn't know she was regular, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's every Thursday because she comes into Dr. Kiki's Science Hour right after.
Tom is living a life. He is just surrounded by lovely women at home and at work.
Pretty lucky, I know.
That's what I'm trying to be when I grow up. They asked me what I'm missing out on my life, what I did wrong. I did not become a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Tom Merritt. And that's the truth.
It's not too late.
Yeah, I'm trying, Tom. You see I'm trying to get on every show you got. Boy, I'm going to pop up in your closet one day and talk about let's just start a new show. Check out TomMerritt.com. He's on the Twit Network. He's all over the internet. He does all kinds of podcasts and shows. Too many. That's why he only lists his website. Super awesome guy. Love Tom. Your check is in the mail, sir. Thanks for being a family member and a friend. Khayyam, do you have anything useful to say? And Lord knows, if you start going down the wrong path, Travis, get ready to cut his mic. So go ahead, Khayyam. Tell people what's happening.
I'm just taking a little bit of hiatus on Twitter. You can catch me there on twitter.com. I am Khayyam. There's lots of consonants. I'll put it into the chat room so you don't have to look it up or type it. I'm working on a little bit of stuff with Pakistan now, trying to organize a trip for a whole bunch of people to go over there and put some elbow grease into helping rebuild that place, because money can only do so much. Time is what is needed to give real success stories and make a difference. And you'll be seeing a lot more of me on with Owen doing this show. We've got some great stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. And one of those other tools that I will be learning to use is called YouTube. So Owen will be happy to hear that. And that's all I've got for now.
Thank you, Khayyam. I'm your boy, Owen J.J. Stone, a.k.a. OHDOCTAH, number one advisor on the internet. Travis Lopes is my right hand, and I am God, and he is powerful, and I am powerful. Trust in me, I will save you. That's all I really had to say. Besides, go to iTunes, check us out, subscribe, go to YouTube, check us out. We're on the YouTubes, Facebook us, Twitter us. Love everybody in the lounge. Thank you, all the new people. Thank you, all the old people. My Rabbit Badgers, my Maria B, Angela Shelton, Even the people that are tweeting at me to tell me they can't get into the lounge. I don't understand that, Amanda. I love you, girl. Wherever you are in the world, I know that you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, and this is a wonderful place. We're on the internet. We're here for you. We're going to be here live next Wednesday answering your questions. Click that button, submit a question. Next week, we have Uncle Leo Laporte on the show. It's going to be a great time. I love you. I hope you love me. We are out.